We are going out and Asia has no idea where we're going. It's a surprise.
I'm begging to know.
I'm begging to know. Hey Zizi.
And Zizi's going to see Auntie Charmaine.
And Zizi's not going with us on this trip. He is actually going to stay with Auntie Charmaine. Oh Lord, we can't imagine the reaction.
Mom, if I never know where we're going, I'm gonna suffocate.
Stay tuned in to see where we're going. I didn't want to tell Asia. I wanted it to be a surprise.
Guys, comment where we're going so I can see.
I haven't taken her out, just me and her in a while. So yes, we'll see how this goes. Didn't even put on my makeup as yet. Look at it.
Musafa! My friend's been watching.
It's not Musafa, it's the Lion King.
My friends, when we were at school on the permission board, we saw commercials of it.
How are you today, baby girl?
Happy and super duper excited.
All right.
Mommy, can I get some of the popcorn?
Oh, you just got in here. You hungry already?
I want to get it for when we're watching the movie. It's only for the 2nd of March.
They've been here for a long time, Asia.
Yes, I've been waiting for 10 million
Come on.
eternity.
Come on. You're so cute. Is about to begin. It's 1 minute to go. We have to put away the phone, as you guys know. Here's my question. Who are you looking forward to seeing? What character?
Musafa.
Mufasa. Alright, usually.
And I'm looking forward to eat my popcorn now.
Of course. You're scared, Asia?
Alrighty, what have we got here? Jeez, it's a lion! Run, Kukabubite! Come on! It's just a little lion. Oh, look at him. He's so cute and all alone. Can we keep him?
No.
Nuts, you're talking about a lion. Lions eat guys like us.
But he's so little.
He's gonna get bigger!
Maybe he'll be on our side.
That is the stupidest thing I ever heard. He'll be on our... Hey, I got it. What if he's on our side? You know, have a lion around like a piece of Japan. I wasn't ready. I'm rushed and I'm gonna try it.
Don't eat him.
It means no worry. Hakuna Matata.
So that's what the lady was saying?
Listen to this song.
Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing grade. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem free philosophy.
I know.
Hakuna Matata. Yeah, it's our motto.
That kind of reminds me of the
Hakuna Matata.
bad guys
Solve all your
from
problems.
Horse Has So Ancient too.
When he was
Unless
a
the
young boy.
It's only green. It's in the
I was a young Very nice. He found his aroma like a certain appeal. Clear the savannah after every meal. I'm a sensitive soul. Though I seem thick-skinned, and it hurts. And my friends never stood down with. And all the shame, he was ashamed of changing my name. And I got down honey. How did you feel at the time that I found? Not in front of the kids. Oh, sorry. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no present praise.
Means no worries for the rest of the day.
Singing kids, it's our problem free.
Like crystals are going down on me.
Hakuna Matata. Welcome to our home.
That's the first part. We're gonna go to the intermission because you wanna pee. All right. What part of it did you like so far?
My favorite one would have to be when they were dancing, singing the songs. I liked it.
All right. So it's intermission now, guys. We're gonna rush and head outside to the bathroom because everybody's
But
rushing to
Tim
go.
never talked.
Intermission is finished and we're headed on back for us for the second part of the show. Walk on in, baby girl.
I think we were sitting here.
Hold on, I'll stand down. Thank you. Is finished and we are headed out. We just stopped by the souvenir shop to get a souvenir. Saw last night, we experienced for the first time the Lion King live on stage. I really wanted to give a review last night when I got in, but everybody was super tired. You know, as soon as Asia got inside, she did her thing, brushed her teeth, all of that, and she literally got herself together, changed, went into the jammies and straight into the bed. Not even a good night kiss, none of that. Azizi just asked me like to make his bottle, make him a fresh bottle. He did his thing too, and into the bed. Nobody even kissed me, as I said. Like they were really tired. I was tired. I think I was watching like some behind the scenes about the Lion King as well. Yes, I was, and I fell right asleep. I didn't do my lunch. I didn't do anything at all. Not even the lesson plans were done. Like my lesson plans were done this morning when I got here. But of course, I have to give my feedback. I have to give my feedback not just as a thespian, not just as a storyteller, not just as a drama, not just as an educator overall, but just as an individual. Of course, some theater things might come out naturally. What can I say about the experience? Wow. I guess from even before, from before getting, you know, inside the theater, just looking at the set outside, you know, the truck was outside with the Lion King on it, you know, marketing, all of that's very important. You know, the pictures were really nice and inviting, and that built, of course, the excitement for myself and for Ashanti. Other kids were outside too, and they were super excited, over the top. Every parent is taking pictures, videos, families were there, you know. It's a good feeling. I don't think I saw anybody at all who, you know, had a frown or was angry. There was a lady, but we're going to talk about that as well. Going inside of the theater, because we have to talk about the entire experience of the Hippodrome Theater. I think it's Hippodrome Theater, downtown Baltimore. What I will say is that in terms of the customer service, I will definitely give them a 8 out of 10, and probably even closer to 9 out of 10. Why did I not say a 10 out of 10 entirely? Because I think that in terms of maintaining order, in terms of transition, smooth transitioning and so on, I think that could have been a little bit cleaner, especially as it regards to like intermission time, the restroom time, or the hospitality and bar area. You know, you're expecting like over 100 people for this show, so you should have people on the floor, like just directing, redirecting, you know, making that transition nice and smooth and clean. They did not start on time. They started about like almost 10 minutes later than the 6:30, which was also understandable. You know, this is a show, things can happen. For me, that's the least, you know, that's the least. Like the wait it's worth it. You know, if they had started any later, then, you know, I'm sure people would have started getting fussy. Kids would have started as well to, you know, get a little bit antsy and so on. So the workers, the theater personnel, the crew, very pleasant, very warm, very welcoming. After the show, we went to the gift area, the souvenir area, to get some gifts. And of course, Asia was a little bit hesitant in terms of choosing something. Of course, she just started picking random stuff, things where I'm on a budget, because, you know, we just watched this play. It's not cheap, as you can imagine, so I'm not here to spend like another $200, another 100 shares. And I said to her, no, choose something else, you know, that, and also things that she might not need. She was telling me like she want a bag, something, another cup. I said, no, you just got 2 cups, you don't need a bag, you know. So probably that's something too that I have to talk to her about in terms of when we go to a space like that again, or any other space, you know. So that's something, parents, for you to consider as well, if you are going to buy your kids a souvenir, or if you're not going to buy them a souvenir. Now, let's get on to the, I'm sorry. Before I get onto the show, as I was mentioning about the souvenir area, the gentleman, like his face was really unpleasant. am so sorry that I went to him. I should have gone to female or just somebody that looked more welcoming. He looked like he could have been bad. He's like, this one, which one are you gonna choose? And his behavior, like, kids are indecisive. You have to be impatient with kids. Like, you're at a show with children. There are going to be 10 million kids coming up, and and even in that regard, even in a space where you're uncomfortable, like, you can't show it. In Japan, like, I'm sorry, I'm always going to talk about the customer service in Japan. Japan's customer service is top tier, and unless you visited there or lived there, then you can really understand what I'm talking about. Like, the US is like not even on the scale with them. The US is not even on the scale of customer service. Like, I've gone to a few places, and when I say a few places in the US, I've gone to a few places, probably less, I can count like less than 10. A few places where customer service is top tier, is to be mentioned, is to be spoken about. But Japan, everywhere you go in Japan, even when you go to a supermarket, a gas station, a restroom area, the customer service is just top tier. And I haven't experienced that. When I come here and I'm having this experience, it's like, are you for real? Yeah. You're dealing with kids. Make people comfortable. The art of selling, like, people who are in sales, people who are doing like customer service jobs, you need to read that book. Go and buy the book, get the audio, buy the book. Something, the art of selling. When you are selling something, the nicer and the more pleasant you are, people gonna spend their money. Even if they didn't come there to spend $100, just your behavior can get somebody to purchase something for $100. And people need to understand that. When you understand that, then you can get more commission in your pocket. Especially if it is that you're working on commission. You understand, the more pleasant you are, the more convincing, the more welcoming, warm, and so on. Sales is about convincing people. You understand? And having an unpleasant face, and nasty behavior, impatience, and so. That is not it. No. Let's talk about the show, the creme la creme. What an experience. What an experience. What an experience. What an experience. Oh my God. I felt as though, as a theater girl, I felt as though I was home. I felt as though I was in my place or my space when that light hit the stage, when the sets went up, when the curtains were pulled up, and when those animals came down the aisle. I felt as though I was in my place, watching my daughter, as a mother watching my daughter, having that experience, and she was just so blown away, especially by the animals and the singing. I think Asia liked the singing and dancing, but what really blew me away was Mufasa's character and his singing. It was so smooth, it was so much ease, it was natural. He embodied the character so well. I felt like he was a humble, charming, a wise king. That character, he embodied it so well. So well. Nazu was quite funny as well. Simba and Nyla, they were great too. And I must say, what's her name? Stick a pin. The lady who played Rafiki. The laughing, the African language, the movements, the breaking of the fourth wall. It was as though I was in a village and the mother or the elder, was talking to me continuously. That's how I felt from the moment that the curtains rose up and so on. I felt just immersed. I felt like I was in the Pride Land. I really, really, really loved the consistency. The consistency, I think, is the right word, in movement, in the songs, in the storytelling, the set design, the costumes. The consistency just spoke volumes. Just spoke a lot of volume. I don't even know how else to put it, but I just saw consistency on the stage. It's my first time watching it. I will definitely be watching it again next year if it comes back around, or if I'm in another country and I can watch it there. If I see it the second time around, probably I might see if something is off, probably I won't, and that's okay as well. But I saw consistency, and it reminded me as well of the importance of being just consistent from start to end. I don't. I have lunch. Sorry about that, guys. So my co-worker came in to get something done and just to catch up with me as well. Somebody came in as well to ask me for a spoon. I have a little picnic basket over there. It has 10 million things in it, literally a fridge. And then in the midst of that, of course, I stopped to eat. So yeah. Oh, no, I want to sleep. I gotta hurry though, because I have some students coming in. As I was saying, the consistency is really what spoke volume to me. I was really in awe of just the choreography and the synchronization, and everything felt just intentional and seamless, and it was authentic. You know what I mean? It felt so real. Almost it felt like we were in Africa. We were with the animals. It just felt really real. I think my daughter, she really was amused as well by the puppetry, because they also use like puppets to tell a part of the story. It is so good to see puppetry still being used on stage, in such a big production. I recently did that with my children here in the drama classroom, so seeing that, getting that reminder that traditional and modern day theater, that mixture was really good. The thespian coming out. My daughter, she was really in awe with the animals. She loved the animals. She loves to dance. So I think Asia really enjoyed the dancing, seeing the steps, and seeing just people moving as a group. I saw that. I loved it. Everybody was on par. Everybody was on par. Just everyone was on par. The vocals were powerful. That was my favorite part, I think. I loved Mufasa's character. He owned it. He lives in you. It just it moved me. The most surprising things I would say is my daughter Asia was so scared of the laughing hyenas. I couldn't believe that. She said they were too big. She said that they were too ugly, just their behavior. I guess they were really convincing, and I like that. That's what speaks a lot as well, and they did look a little bit scared too, even coming down the aisle when more of them came, the entire group, not just those three that we're used to, in the production. But yeah, that was memorable for me. The play felt intimate, and it felt grand. The thing about the costumes and the sound reflected just excellence and dedication. Just the details in the sound, the drummers who are on the sides, the set design. You can see the detail in every bit of everything. The makeup, the hair, the wigs, the mask, the lion's heads, and so on. There's just so much detail. There's so much to talk about. Personally, I would watch it again and again and again. One thing, of course, there was a lady sitting in front of us. We were sitting with many children. A lot of families were there. Dads were there with their daughters. Dads were there with their sons. Full families were there. Different persons were there. Asia was there. A lady who kept, she did it 3 times. And of course, the 3rd time is a charm. Well, the first time, Asia said, "Whoa," and she was not loud. This was a little child. She was just excited and being natural. She wasn't talking throughout the entirety of the play. And she's like, "Shh." And the second time again, she came back closer to the internet. And I was, and by the time she did that 3rd time, that's when the Jamaican came through. I wasn't even Auntie Jody. I was with none of that. And I really had to speak to her really respectfully and so on. Don't do that to my daughter. Don't. You are at a kid's show, and children are gonna be children regardless. This little girl wasn't talking, wasn't eating, wasn't doing anything out of term. She simply expressed. She reacted based on what was happening. You could have said, "Can you just tone down," or something like that. But this, we're not doing that. If you're an adult going to see a children's play, don't do that, because then you're going to be spoiling the experience for the child, because now Asia is saying that was a part of the experience that she didn't like and such. You don't want that for your child, especially at a show that costs so much. Now, you don't want her to have that kind of experience. You don't want her to remember that. And she didn't do anything. She was asking me if she did something. No, you didn't do anything wrong. If you had done something wrong, I would have corrected you as a parent, like I would normally do. But when you don't do anything wrong, there are some adults who are just really rude and ununderstanding as well. Not understanding. There's some places for some adults that's just not. Don't. When you go where kids are, children are going to be children, and they can't be anything else outside of children. Children are not adults.